I want to meet.
With Lyosha Goryachi. Are you against it, Vika? Damn, if...
Dial Viking, she's dead. Therefore, you are required to expel Alexei Bezos today.
I understand with my head again that nothing works out. And inside, it truly hurts.
How did it happen that you mentioned wanting kids with Igor?
Will meet its end, I say he will encounter a fierce cheetah.
Just like parasitic worms affect the brain, Katya affected his consciousness.
You're enamored with Katya Kvashnikova and wish to take her from Igor Grigoriev.
How can you vote against a person who is in love?
Want kids. What? Yes, indeed.
In general, she wants to kick Bezos out. What do you think? She can't count on my support against Bezos?
So I desire it this way, I like it this way, that's it. You're yelling at me. You're the victim. I'm hanging up now. Later, I fell asleep in Lyosha's bed.
The decisive night set everything in its place. She turned to me hugging. I embraced her back, folding her.
Insert your kindness into the fifth point.
Kindness.
In my face, she takes revenge on all her past men.
Well, it seems Lyosha broke his promise.
Katya is on the right path to ensure Igor leaves her.
Customs approves. From Maxim? No, it's approval from Dad. He said we're already waiting.
Maxim is rare among kids.
What statements, really? I'm just sad that Dad is leaving. And why are you crying? Because Dad is leaving? Let's keep Dad. Yes, I'm building a relationship with Maxim. And will continue to build.
I feel very...
Nobody understands that.
Will my woman listen to me? I'm just suggesting to you in a normal adult manner to part ways.
Breathe out, breathe out, breathe out.
Hello, I'm Andrei Cherkasov, and you're watching House of Love New Life. The whole team thinks that Lyosha Bezos is in love with Katya Kvashnikova, which is why he constantly causes scandals and tries to separate her from Igor. Katya wants to kick Bezos off the project. Who will be kicked out at the evening vote? We'll find out today.
Nobody understands what we are actually doing.
The 7,314th day of our TV construction has arrived. This week, 2 new participants joined the project. Dasha Izmailova was pursuing Alexei Bezos' heart, but the girl's recent misconduct completely turned Lyosha away from her.
She mentioned she was sleepwalking at night.
I didn't see who I lay down with, no, sat.
I just can't accept such a fact of sleepwalking.
Victoria Alieva started a romance with Alexei Goryachi, but the young man left her for former participant Katya Skalon. Today is Friday, the day of voting for eviction, which means one of the newcomers risks leaving the project forever.
Did you come to ask to vote against Dasha? Well, I think yes. Dasha Bezos.
Questions?
She's dead. Well, damn, if I dial Bikin, she's dead.
Then no, we can support, but understand that here, after all, the priority is the couple. You understand? Yes, maybe Bezos' story is awkward, no one argues, but you understand if Bezos asks, you understand, choose a single or a couple. Well, of course, we lean towards couples, but you also have opportunities.
Sid, talk to Bezos. Maybe he'll ask just for her sake. Maybe he won't be with her at all. I'm with her.
Bezos won't be with her, of course. I'd like to keep you really a normal girl. Busty, such a Russian woman who will definitely build relationships here. As you are a noticeable girl, it's true. You can't take that away from you, but of course you need to talk to Bezos today, because if Bezos says that he doesn't need her, and we know that Tanya is coming here,
Got it.
figure out, listen, today she arrives for 3 days, maybe 4, maybe something will flare up again between them, and you understand, and maybe she'll stay. Let Bezos needs to say specifically that, will he continue to build relationships with her or not? Then time 0.5s. Today the first contender for...
Rest forever from the clearing.
Either Kirill or Bezos' new girl.
And what about Vika? She hasn't seen her for 3 days at all.
I feel sorry for the business girl. She left her job and her mom. It's about relationships. Her business set her up like that. It's like love is doing it to you.
She created
Haven't
it,
you met?
and that's
So
exactly
it's like
how things
Milan.
will continue for you.
It's better to invite for business.
When
Tell
the
me.
laughter began, everyone already understood what was coming. I mean, when she also liked my posts.
Bezos is very predictable. Which one?
Did you do this to Lyoka?
Well, she's the
We
one.
really don't
Sam
have any
Radley.
knowledge of her. If she were present here, we wouldn't know how it was. Have you already talked? Have you spoken with her?
He goes to the city.
Who? I don't
Nobody
know.
gets what we do.
Interesting. Well, is it Vika or this?
I wouldn't say she's amazing or anything. You
Doesn't
say
want
she's
to.
amazing, but kind of.
Well, Vika too.
She's sitting in
She
mix.
carries her phone everywhere.
I didn't
looks
understand. Where is
separately
the
with
city?
it.
You're absolutely right about that. Indeed, Vika, yes. That's the
Vika,
situation.
you should be with the guys. Observe. Join the discussion. Learn what they say, what they talk about. And you, I say, will be talking on the phone in Krasnodar. So she was sitting, I already talked to her, and then she came back again. I don't know, but I already told her today, find reasons. So you must, yes. And Lyosha's brain came, started making demands on you, not even in any relationship yet. Lyosha or another guy will say, why is she needed?
Did you stand up for Lyoka like that?
Yes, how?
That's quite enough.
Lyosh. Well, help. That's enough.
That's quite enough.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Are you mocking my feelings?
Oh, I don't.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. I just like this way of solving the problem.
This is not a solution. It's an expression of my emotions. Hi. Oh, Jan, hello. I'm so...
I understand you decided to extend the summer season, right?
Ah, yes. I
Well
brought
done.
something warm and hot. Enjoy, I ask you.
Indian summer, they say.
Triumph.
Good mood, right?
Actually, really, it's wonderful. But I'm worried about Daria. We're going hunting with Kiryuka now. Well, and Dasha still needs some help. But we don't know with what. We don't know. She hasn't chosen her strong side.
Why? We decided yesterday that we are in warm, good relationships, already final.
They are final now.
And I want, first and foremost now as my friend, to support me. Because I always talk about support, about all this.
Yes, and what does he need support with?
I think in the situation with Katya, at least. With
Katya Kvashnikova.
Yes, but for me to somehow support you in this, I need help from you too. Maybe you could tell me about some... I'll help you, but first you help me. Yes, yes, yes. No, about some situations that were personal
why do you
for
need
you.
this situation? How do you think Katya Kvashnikova is wrong in relation to Lyosha Bezos?
First and foremost, it's true that she tries to shine, attempts somehow
Tries to shine at the expense of Lyosha
to
Bezos?
whisper. But still, I'm closer to the position that she really has sympathy or maybe resentment because nothing worked out with Lyosha. Precisely because he didn't give her the green light she was waiting for.
If Dasha were here, does she have the right to build? Because Bezos deceived her, met for 5 days, said he was ready to marry. The girl leaves her job, relationships with parents, flies from Nalchik here. Does she also have the right to build?
Women here,
Of
we
course
are
I do
women.
too,
I will
yes.
not
Well,
recommend
for example,
you.
Vika.
Why? Because
Does she also have the right to build? Of course I do too,
Nobody
yes. Well, for example,
understands what we're
Vika.
doing.
Regarding Bezos and his girl, let them decide whether to be on the project or not. Katya
Nobody
Kvashnikova
understands.
decides if Bezos goes
you don't
home,
want to, because you
then
don't.
Katya Kvashnikova will solve the issue. Needs to
will support.
do it quickly and
We will
then
lend our support. We shall indeed lend our support. I am not inclined to cast my vote against Bezos. I am not inclined to cast my vote against Bezos. I stand opposed to Bezos.
I am absolutely certain that I no longer have any affection for him.
She wants to break up with ego, by all means. Because a girl who wants to ease relationships hears from her guys, there's no need to sort things out, no need to insult oneself. One must have the ability to listen, but it couldn't possibly travel there with parents. I get that it's all comfort. She desires uncomplicated relationships without commitments like marriage or planning for children. Some sort of discussion about the seriousness of it all, especially meeting the parents.
Just a bit of
flirt.
flirting.
Yes, flirt. Live life and enjoy it. That's how it is.
Being in the sweet romantic phase of a relationship.
Vessels, it can last longer, right? With Igor, this trick won't work because, again, her dignity suffered. Because she looks so disrespectful, disrespecting. Something else will happen. These topics last very long. She'll get a breast job. Again, she appeared in the world. What was more expensive than parents? Let's discuss it again. It might not be very important to her anymore. Therefore, she decided to preemptively break up with Igor, using my help to start a conflict with me so Igor and I would argue.
Look, Dash, Lyosha expressed an opinion that he believes. How you might be able to assist in this situation.
It seems to me that Katya expresses her feelings towards him unconsciously. As it seems to me, I just thought about it, because at the very least, Katya has significantly more emotions in conversations with Lyosha than with Igor.
But they have, so to speak, different characters, you understand? There it's more about love, and here it's more about some rivalry, I would say.
Well, my personal opinion is that how will you help? I would assist in defending Lyosha's viewpoint. No.
So Lyosha can't defend his own opinion by the rules, right?
Well, support is always...
Like parasitic worms affect the brain, Katya similarly affected his consciousness. Endure.
My patience will run out, I say. He will face an angry cheetah. Really. Think 1,000 times.
I would like to support her at the beginning of the school year, somehow be there. And, well, yes, I would like to meet, of course.
The existence of Alexei Bezos on our project is in your hands. He genuinely feels an attraction towards you and aims to dismantle your relationship with Igor to take you away. And he's simply a scoundrel. What a scoundrel.
I'm more inclined towards the second option, to be honest. He's kind of, I don't know, unsatisfied. How was it before? Before, Bezos was young, full of strength, full of energy. All the women fell for him. He didn't need to do anything. They all jumped into his bed. But
now
time
I jumped
goes
the same
on.
way.
No, time moves forward and he...
Our recent one
doesn't
jumped.
get younger. Well, Dasha.
Yes, well, I understand. You're hinting that he chooses the wrong women, right? Easy to
They are
get.
experienced, who open their mouths. It's easier for them, excuse me for being blunt, to pee, and they believe in it. But as for Dasha, as far as I know, she's
He looks
young.
at you young, yet not foolish.
No, he says, by the way, that I'm
He
foolish.
can say, but think differently. Silly, you know, it's even kind of loving. And secondly, there is motivation to ruin your relationship. With Bezos? Igor, what? Falls for it?
Well, to be honest, I think sometimes Bezos manages to wind him up, really.
That's it. That's a problem. And what day is it today? Friday. And what do I always suggest on this day? Solve the problem. No person, no problem.
I thought about it honestly. I'm really not afraid. I have no fear. But there's the fact that I'm such a conscientious person. I know he has some obligations. I know he's here not just for nothing. And I, you see, will have a heavy heart if I suddenly succeed.
That is, because Bezos is on the project because he needs some advertising benefits that our project provides, it's no longer a secret. And you don't talk about any obligations, so he's probably hinting at alimony and so on. So you don't want to kick him off the project, but at the same time you understand that he poses a threat to your relationship. Well, about what?
I am a benevolent individual, truly. I am exceptionally kind-hearted.
Alexei, it feels like you want to take me for a ride.
Insanely so, right? You have a colleague standing right next to you. Also sees.
Unlike
Do
all
you?
the girls, not on emotional swings.
Yes, I've been incredibly fortunate, truly. I value and respect it greatly.
And yet, you had concerns regarding the possibility that Katya might somehow disrupt your relationship with Igor.
Certainly. It actually happened
And
yesterday
yesterday
when
you
Igor
got
called
ahead
me
of
in the early
me.
morning.
Yes, it
After all,
happened after all.
Yes. Well, I realized I didn't recognize Igor. I thought, on the contrary, you'd respect me and say, Lech, damn, you're doing great. You can figure it out yourself. Why are you calling me like that? Is this such a standard situation for him? I realize that his attitude towards friendship and consciousness is slowly changing, his logic. Katya has dominated him, much like parasitic worms affect the brain. Katya has impacted his consciousness similarly. So he is already halfway unaware of what he's saying.
Are you disappointed, offended? What are you feeling?
I was upset yesterday, honestly. It affected me. And I came to the understanding that since Igor is not opposed in such a manner for me to engage in discussions with Katya to sort out some kind of relationships, communications, well, so be it. Just, you see, yesterday's discussion led to some kind of sympathy, a conversation about sympathy between me and Katya, although it's hard to discuss. I don't know how he feels about it now.
This situation isn't very
And
pleasant.
he allowed it himself.
Yes.
Said,
No.
sort it out. Well,
And
all right.
consequently, you no longer have any desire to call him, to explain anything at all.
Absolutely not at all. Wherever the weather vane turns, that's where we'll discuss. From the smallest to the greatest, what the participants, the hosts perceive from their perspective, that's what we'll discuss. But in the end, it will be unpleasant for him. And Katya is having fun. Katya likes everything.
So it turns out that what you feared in the end happened.
Indeed. Yes, indeed.
Perhaps he will come to his senses after all.
Maybe
Katya,
it's something else? Do you also have some sympathy for him?
Are you kidding? If I truly liked Bezos as a man, I would have taken some measures long ago. But
You are
honestly,
taking.
not.
Maybe you and
Maybe
Bezos
you
have started
without?
some sort of intrigue?
Well, you're joking. He's already an old-timer. Well, he's already, dried up. Well, no, dried up, 100%. Yes, dried
What
up.
we do? Nobody-
Even just observing from the sidelines how he interacts with girls, how terribly he behaves, his certain principles, his rules of life, but it doesn't suit me. Disgusting? It disgusts me. Disgusting. Therefore, it's not my story. I have my man, beloved, handsome, the best, and he suits me, and Bezos is just...
All right, but if he continues to behave the same way and put obstacles in the way of your relationship,
But then, honestly, my patience will run out. I say, he'll face an angry cheetah. I'll give him one more chance. One chance, one. Please
give
the
me
last
5.
one.
What does an angry cheetah do?
Alexei Bezos, I'm addressing you specifically. If you're watching this, I'm telling you now, if you continue in the same spirit, bothering me, provoking me to negative emotions, then I, Ekaterina Kvashnikova-Gepardovna, will ensure you get kicked out of here. You won't have any benefits. You'll have to make do with what you have. Manage as you can. Really, think 1,000 times. If this whole story continues, it's over. The angry cheetah goes hunting. And the angry cheetah goes hunting.
That's it. Thank you, Katya. Give me 5. Well done.
Heck, right?
That's all.
Sima. All.
Kirill Karlanov has been on the project for over a month, but during this time he has shown himself to be reserved and not very sociable. Host Yana Fitkovich discovered that the guy also feels alienated from his relatives. Psychologist Svetlana Prel decided to help Kirill with his complex relationship with his mom.
You have the opportunity to call your mom, but I don't have that chance anymore.
Mom, I want you to know that I love you very much. Sorry for being rude sometimes. I get angry with you.
I'm insanely happy, proud that you called your mom yesterday. That's really wonderful. You're doing great, truly.
Yes. Thank you so much.
It's like a balm for the soul, you know. And you? As you mentioned, morning is wiser than evening. What thoughts did you wake up with today?
Yes, honestly, I can't say there's anything entirely new. We also talked with my mother. Today? Yes, this morning. The communication is generally the same as always. I didn't think it would happen so quickly, you know.
Well, you
Getting closer
expressed
and all
quite
that?
intense emotions.
I mean, yes, but still not seeing her in person. It's a bit challenging, probably. Because I've really gotten out of the habit of our communication. And
But are you ready to make up for lost time? Well, for now, just calling, then maybe meeting up.
So I really want to stop talking to the same. And I want to see, yes, you just want us to become a community. I just want us to be able to communicate properly with.
Well, that's a really good plan, truly. Hello, Lesha.
I'm listening.
And what's up with Dasha? With Dasha, no.
You know, we decided to remain in warm, friendly relations and build our lives separately.
I want to meet Lesha Goryachi. Would you mind, Vaika? I don't care. We have a finished story with him. But Lesha Goryachi doesn't consider anyone, just so you know, except Katya Skalon. So there.
Uh-huh.
With Bezus too, sadly.
He doesn't consider anyone except Katya.
Katya Skalon.
Alexei Bezos? No. Bezos from the Friends column. So, Victoria, tell me, what's the purpose of the call?
I wanted to know what's up with Dasha, who you're going to vote against today, and ask you to support me in the voting.
Listen, I would support you, but I just don't see other candidates yet, and I want to support Daria, so to speak, first and foremost. Do you have other candidates there besides you?
Well, it turns out no. Well, unless we try to kick Goryachi out, because...
I wouldn't want Goryachi out. He's my buddy.
Just... Lesha is great. Probably, yes. So, just look, here's the situation. It turns out Skalon, as I understand, doesn't come here. Uh-huh. Lesha, like, outside the perimeter. If he misses her, loves her, his feelings... Oh, I mean his. Uh-huh. But also, you see, I would like to build something here. Really strong, real, serious relationships. I believe I have all the cards to establish a relationship here. Okay, I heard you guys. It was nice talking.
Very much so.
Likewise. That's
Bye,
it.
Lesha.
And if we, the hosts, let you go now, would you go to your daughter?
What we're doing. No one understands.
With other people.
Just the school
And I
year.
wanted-
Maybe you'd like to give her some kind of gift.
For them to be strangers to me. I'm embarrassed. She has a mother. She has a mother. Well, yes, of course, I'd like
And
to
don't you
meet
call her via video call?
with my daughter. Well, not really. I don't like video seasons. And she doesn't like them either.
She looks like you, right?
Yes, in many ways we're very similar. She's also stubborn.
Yes.
But I don't consider myself very stubborn. I can find compromises. She's just not about that.
Well, I just want to tell you not to be afraid to show your love, to be more present in her life. Because
No, I
for
always try to
every
be present
girl-
in a person's
For every
life.
girl, yes,
Yeah.
it's very important. The presence of a father, knowing he's there, and support. You're not imposing, you're expressing your feelings.
No, I understand that. Whenever something happens in her life, I always say I'm there, I love her, and I always want to be there and help. That's absolutely true.
Well, come on, lift your spirits. Indeed, or admit, why is she like that?
No, my mood is quite all right. It's just a typical even-tempered
Got
feeling.
it. Your neighbors are bothering you a bit, right? Have they worn you out? Well,
The neighbor has really exhausted both of us. So, Dasha, ready to go home? Bags packed?
Since last night, I've been sitting here prepared. I understand in my mind that nothing is working out. And that is genuinely painful.
Kamstochnia gives the green light.
From Max.
No, it's approval from Dad. He said we're waiting.
Maxim's rare children.
Listen, Dash, what are we going to do today? I see confusion and bewilderment in your eyes.
It's a
I
tough
don't know what
state
to do.
today,
Why?
yes, since
What?
morning. I really wish to continue building relationships and a family right here because outside the perimeter, I can't manage outside the perimeter at all. I want to latch on because unfortunately no one takes me seriously,
Do you
no?
think it will change? Why would men here take
Here,
you more
specifically-
seriously?
Outside the perimeter, men see me as merely a sexual object and that's it.
Not
and
here?
why? Men come here to build relationships, not just to have fun with a girl. You...
Well, look, you came in and from the very beginning showed yourself only as an object of desire, let's say. You didn't show anything else about yourself, of course. Yes, basically, yes. Well, with Lesha. You haven't had anything else yet, and that's it. You didn't show yourself in any other way, except as a lover.
You might notice that Lesha behaved a bit differently with other girls, like with me.
Well, I don't follow Lesha's other relationships. I see specifically
And they don't
what's
treat me
going on.
warmly and kindly. Just one situation undermined me.
Uh-huh. Well, you had some feedback outside the project. Everything could have been much brighter.
And
Every time it disappointed
how?
him.
Everything
and it all
got
came
ruined.
to nothing.
And I hate myself for it. I spoiled myself.
Why are
Further,
you on the project?
I'm ready for a family where...
Everyone is perfectly
Hello.
ready. Why are you here specifically?
To show how girls can love, how they can give care. You.
How will you show this?
You saw in me that I really...
Naturally, everything. More.
Household.
And ready for a lot in a sexual
I'm always
sense.
ready to
That's
support
it.
my man. I will stand by him. I will be proud. I will admire. I will always be on his side, even when the whole world is against him. I'm ready to move mountains for a person.
Okay, look.
I
think you just want to latch onto the project. You have your last day. You've been saying all week, only Lesha, only Lesha. Lesha there begged all week, like, please, all this. Then you're like, I'm moving away from Lesha. Today is voting day. You're like, again, Lesheshka, well, what should I do? Well, how? Well, what? Then you're like, I have a liking for Igor. Last moment. Igor.
I said from the
I'm
beginning
Igor.
that I find him attractive as a guy.
I don't remember that. You kept saying, like, only Lesha,
Just
no
like
one
a
but Lesha.
Project Confusion, I saw Igor, and as a guy, he was always attractive to me before he dyed his hair.
Vaika. So, you're lively, articulate, brave, right? But today is natural selection. And you're new, yes, you came last. Naturally, you know yourself that people vote against newcomers. So let's see, who's under threat? You, because you're new.
Dasha.
Dasha, thanks, because the newcomer was dumped by Bezus.
Only.
Kirill, because he's been dead for a long time.
What
and
we're doing.
Bezus. So a little bit, because some are already tired of him.
No one understands what
Your
we're doing.
prediction.
No one.
What needs to be done not to leave?
I believe I'm genuine. And today, we talked with Bezus and Dasha. Dasha, it turns out, already likes the hot one. The very hot one.
You probably
Yes,
just
listen.
don't know who to hold on to
Yes.
by voting.
I believe I can still
You.
build strong relationships here. I'm vibrant. I always speak the truth to people's faces.
You'll stay, and what will happen?
There will be serious relationships. I would talk with Kirill. Nastya, if you were unable to...
Despite her
over-
entire outward
Well,
appearance
you know,
being quite striking, she is neither a fish nor a fowl, as they say.
Since I discovered that he finds me appealing,
So,
I would really like to have a conversation
you'd be a
with
lovely
him.
couple, right?
I think anything's possible.
All right. In this case, do you stay in your relationship with Kirill? So who goes home then?
Dasha.
Riff, so it's the
Doesn't understand
final
what we're
day
doing. No one.
Of your stay here. Tomorrow morning you will be flying out, so we won't see each other. I would like to draw some kind of conclusion about your time spent here. You did come here. I thought I would unravel the complex relationships Elena has with her man, with Maxime, and with Lesha, the hot one. The hot one seems to have dropped out during this time. With Maxime, there are still some unclear things. Every day we discuss lint, or some marshmallow thing that's burning in the chest.
The main thing now, you know, is that I want Irina to change a little bit. That's what I want most. For her not to react so intensely to situations like what happened yesterday with those spools.
By the way, she says about your character, tell me, do you also blame your spouse for the lint?
No, Andre, I don't blame for the spools. Maybe I do blame. Maybe differently, they're like moments.
Every day, Elena comes up with some kind of challenge or complaint, to put it mildly, towards Max. Is it the same with you? I'm just curious.
No, sometimes there are, you know, domestic things like she wants to put it here and she wants it there. Well, Albania. Well, for example, you understand, right? We have a small disagreement there. That's why I always say, Irina, find common ground, because don't make our mistakes that happen to us.
It's better not to argue, but to do as I said.
Better not to argue.
Better.
We'll train Maxim, and that's the key to success. Is that how it works?
Not. Training is a harsh word.
You come up with challenges for him every single day.
It's not a challenge, it's how it should be in my relationships. You need to listen to me. I'm older, more experienced.
How much does it remind you?
By a whole 4 years, actually.
Can I understand correctly that in your relationships, you're the one steering?
You know, yes, actually, that's how it
Thank
is.
you.
That's how it is. Honestly, I would like her, of course, not to take it all on herself so directly. Still, Max should also be allowed to steer. After all, the person has some brains, and I think with brains.
Understands what we're doing. No one understands what we're doing.
Well, no, let him steer seriously, too.
No one
I'll
understands.
tell you now. Yes.
Listen, what do you think? How appropriate is it when girls sometimes interfere in friendships between guys?
I believe that shouldn't happen, even if there's some dislike in terms of, yes, to some friend. Just don't touch him. Distance yourself as much as possible. But definitely, yes, don't set ultimatums or provoke quarrels between friends.
Yes?
That's incorrect. Not nice.
Igor will have many girls, but friends are constant.
By the way, if you think about it, there's Katya Gorina and Katya Kvashnik. And all Katya lack patience, some of that maturity. They just try to snap at someone, argue with someone.
Interesting overlap. Damn, you know what I think? Katya just felt that Igor isn't in love, and she wants, with this youthful maximalism, to understand how much he's in love with her. Is he ready to give up his friends? She doesn't need it at all, just out of interest.
Here's the situation where you say you woke up with her after some party. Yes,
No.
yes. And what was that all about, I aware?
Actually, she just got very drunk, and I put her to bed at my place. Just while she was sleeping there, she was having some kind of dream. She would hug me, then not hug me, then something else somehow. Well, I said it as it is. Just before that, there was a little kiss on the cheek. Was she already in a relationship with Igor? No. Igor slept with Katya that night. I was lying with Katya in the sleeping bags, and Igor was with Katya in the bathroom. And this was a journey, an adventure with two individuals named Katya. And these are the grievances directed towards me.
Do I comprehend this correctly? Can I express that when you traveled here, you were initially enchanted by Alexei, but now you find yourself disillusioned? And with Maxim, it's the opposite. Max pleasantly surprised.
For me, Lesha, what he once showed on air, that he's genuinely such a calm and composed guy, I think Irina is exactly the kind of person who suits someone who won't react to everything she says or maybe says something unnecessary. He's calm in that regard. I think he's just the right person. Well, I even had a conversation with Alexei on the first day, and I liked it. But then, at some point, something just faded away. I gradually, slowly started to understand him, Alexei. I think he's not for Elena either.
The final piece of advice before departure. For Elena.
Well, Elena told me. I said, Elena, be a little more restrained because you really overdo it. This, in fact, I say, hinders you.
At this very moment, can you already say that you are giving your paternal blessing and approval for Elena to have the most serious relationship with...
No, Andre, I think it's still early.
Maxime?
Still
She
early.
just told me before you came here that she's already thinking about children, so Maxime...
Well, if they think so, by all means. I can't forbid them. If they like it, Maxim, let them, by all means. But I think it's still too early. Still early.
So I'm already 30 years old. When will it not be considered early?
No, I'm not saying, another year or two. I mean, you're still young. Wait.
Actually, this morning I woke up and thought, I have a desire for children, a family, and let it be a secret for Dad now. I don't know if it will be a secret, but I'm really waiting for my parents to tell me that it's time to have kids. And then I'll take it on, apparently. I can't take it on yet because my parents say it's early. I can't.
To awaken the maternal instinct, do you need the father's blessing or something?
Honestly, for some reason, yes.
Sit down. Yes, Elena, I can tell you. We've been waiting for a long time, honestly. Come on.
So, let's...
Come on. Well, we naturally want grandchildren, granddaughters there.
Dolozhny gives the green light, the approval. From Maxim? No, approval from Dad, he said. We're already waiting.
Maxim's children from whom?
Well, Elena says. Well, Riff, so what? How do you talk to her? Well, I also say I don't understand. What's this joke about? Yes.
What's next? Ready to go home? Suitcases packed?
I've been sitting ready since last night. Mentally, I'm not prepared. But I understand with my head that I just ruined everything myself as much as possible. That what I don't need in life, everything somehow goes fine. What is really important to me, what I need because I was suffering over Lesha, because I was killing myself, because I have real feelings, because it genuinely hurts inside. I couldn't show myself from some fun side, couldn't somehow manifest, couldn't meet anyone because I wasn't on the field, but with Lesha, for whom I was sitting all these days and holding hope, that I again understand with my head that nothing works out. And it really hurts inside, and I don't know what to do with it. I can't let people go. It's hard for me. So in your opinion,
how? Is it better to keep people on a leash somewhere?
I don't hold. I desire this. To let go. I can't let go from inside myself.
Listen, Lesha gave you an alternative. He talked all week about you looking at other guys.
And it's hard for me. All right.
All right, you say that you're there.
But you're there. That's bad.
Okay.
Okay, you saw it all perfectly yourself, that it wasn't played. Nothing. That it really hurts me.
It wasn't played, but it was pointless. Although I can't say it wasn't played. Some moments are super played. So you... I don't know, what kind of... There was absolutely no benefit or advantage to your presence.
Dad said to be softer. Well, give it a try.
Will you
listen? Will you pay attention? What consequences await Maxim today for tossing those items between Gorina's breasts? What will happen to him?
What we're doing, no one gets it. Are doing. Nobody comprehends what we are up to.
What did she do?
No one understands.
What exactly did she do? He tossed pine cones. I threw a person.
Actually, yes.
Speak as it is.
We already talked this morning while I was getting my nails done. I was texting him. I wrote a nice message in the morning, and again I got some negativity. And I mentioned that we need to make a mature decision, a grown-up decision. Either we part ways now and separate amicably. If you're already contemplating whether you need this or not, maybe it's true that we should part ways. But we concluded that breaking up isn't necessary.
I want kids, then today I suggested to Max, let's think about breaking up or not.
Well, wait, I really want kids, but that doesn't mean I should start with Maxim right now. Begin. But simply the fact that I desire it, yes.
You're considering breaking up with Max. What if he replied to your message saying, let's break up?
But we would have ended things. We're just starting to not understand each other, arguing every day, right here already. I comprehend that Dad and probably Mom genuinely want grandchildren from me, from my brother. But there's just no such certainty right now for them to say, Ilian, a good man, you should have kids. For now, I think I have some doubts, and so do my parents.
I approached...
Yes, I'm already giving. Everything's fine. Don't do it like that. I'm providing the number I mentioned. Who else? Is needed. Katya, Elena?
Hot water is already.
Hot. Uh-huh. Who else?
Klava. Well, Klava, I think, will support that girl. I wrote to Tigran.
Uh-huh.
All done.
All?
Well, I think Max isn't needed if I'm calling Elena.
Uh-huh. All? Do you have the contact?
Thanks a lot.
No, not at all. My head hurts intensely. I'm extremely tired of this constant whining because Dasha needs to choose her own unique path. Her attitude towards the project, her own affection. But this agitation, I said, I'll say something from my side too. But this particular form of begging, pleading, some complaints, persuasions, reminds me of my first long-term relationships on the project, and I have these flashbacks. It really burdens me. My mood just disappears. I want to disappear and sink through the ground just not to hear anything.
Well, Bezos asked not to vote. Well, he brought her, the girl quit her job, some conflict with her parents. Someone might come to her too. Bezusu doesn't need her. I'll oppose Bezusu. Yes. Oh, Lord. You can't let go. It's such a formality that invited the girl and ditched her. Had fun, enjoyed. She too. Well, girls are fools. Girls are fools. They fall for boys.
Hello, Clava. Hi, this is Dasha from the city. Hi, yes. I wanted to ask the whole field for some agitation about myself because unfortunately I didn't get to personally meet everyone. You're cool, your jokes are funny. I understand that you somehow, judging by the frontal broadcasts, you seem to get along well with Vika, but for me, I'm so sincere right now, and the situation with Lesha that happened to me really broke me. And I was in very strong hysterics for a couple of days and all this, because no matter who doesn't believe, I had very bright feelings for him.
Can I ask you a question right away? Yes. You say you had super bright feelings for Lesha, but at the same time you liked someone in the city. Also, you were lying with Kirill. And now you say you like Lesha.
I even wrote to the hot one. I told Lesha about it, about entering the project, because I thought Lesha wouldn't reply to me. And on the same day, Lesha replied to me, and there was absolutely no question at all. And about Kirill, well, I know it sounds really stupid from the outside. They don't believe me there, but I don't know if you saw the video or not. And in it, you can distinctly observe that I truly sat down while being in a drowsy state. And when I noticed Kirill sitting there, I literally jumped and felt frightened. Indeed, that's the case.
Thank God. Look, yes. Okay, next question. You say it didn't work out with Leoka, but you had a strong attraction. And now you're expressing that you find Leoka quite appealing, correct?
I was sitting and discussing with Vika that I might possibly just have a conversation with the person. However, I don't have any particular attraction to the guy. Not really. I mentioned that among the guys, I might possibly highlight Igor. Well, in terms of attraction, if someone is genuinely appealing there. But my emotions are truly very profound and intense towards Lesha. Do you think Igor would notice you? Maybe, knowing me through interaction, I think yes, because I currently see the situation with Katya, what's happening, that he wants a family, children, well, what his overall worldview is in life, and I genuinely desire the exact same thing very much. Also, well, like...
You actually like Igor, as I understood.
Well, if I highlight attraction, I can to Igor, yes. Igor needs a family and children, and Katya needs a fling at the level of 16.
So look, all right. Igor needs a family and 10. So you're prepared to give him that, correct?
I really want that.
Today is Friday. Long awaited?
Don't give to Kirill.
No.
Because many times already saved him, and the host, I remember, gave immunity.
No way.
Grandma gave him immunity twice. And someone else, I think, gave immunity. He's already been given it 3 or 4 times. It's
let him
not
save
fair.
himself.
It's not just if he gets it again.
Deserved.
Immunity.
Listen, well, I want to give immunity to the girl
Doesn't understand
who
what we are doing.
came
No one
to
understands what we are
Bezos,
doing. No one understands what we are doing.
terrorizes, who, according to Very
in general,
active.
lunatic, right?
Lunatic, yes.
Listen, if she, on the other hand, right, if she is so energetic and Lesha desires her to remain, and he observes her and states that she really wants to stay, right, then I believe she must have a way with words, correct? And today she will defend herself today, right? At a distance, and if the participants like her agitation, then they will definitely leave her, I think, if she's so active. Then she doesn't really need immunity.
You want to stay, then you must kick out Alexei Bezos today. You are in love with Katya Kvashnikova.
Do you want to take her from Igor Grigoriev?
Can vote then against the person who is in love?
Want kids? What? Yes.
How did it happen that you said you want to leave Igor? You are behaving at the moment
We
in my
vote on
eyes.
Friday for nothing. Vote against unpleasant people, against those we would easily say goodbye to.
Elena told me she wanted to ask me to vote against Vika Salibekova.
I don't want to be constantly subjected to these public, I don't know, views from the outside.
62 and 2 kilograms. In general, she wants to kick Bezos out. What do you
So I
think?
want it that way, so I like it that way.
Seriously?
All Torekni victim. I'll throw it now.
Takes.
Why are you doing this?